Well, here we are back at the old Harbor Freight 5-drawer rolling tool cart, doing another mod for you folks like me that do not like to fold, spindle, or mutilate, cut, torch, whatever, your 5-drawer tool cart from Harbor Freight. Stick around and check this one out. Okay, so here's the issue, and the feature is this latch that keeps the drawer from flying open when you're moving your cart around, which is really nice. But folks bring up a interesting point, and that is that when you go to grab your drawer, you should be able to pull it from the center. And if you're like me, 100 times a day you're going to go to this cart and yank on the drawer and then realize, oh yeah, you got to pull the latch. Now, I like having the latch on here because it keeps the drawer from flying around when you move the cart around. It's not going to go anywhere. But when you're using it, well, it's a hassle to pull on it once, and then it's like opening the door twice every time. So I started thinking about trying to think of a solution. And as in most of my videos, I don't like to do anything permanent. So check out what I came up with. Okay, so here is that latch we talked about. I took the drawer out so you could see this. If I can get in here on it. When you pull it open, there's a little bit of a space in here. Okay? So I'm figuring maybe I could do something to make that work. So enter these wooden dowels. I saved these from some project because they had a little bit of glue on them, but I figured I might be able to use them for something. And sure enough, I came up with a solution. You chop these off a little bit, and push against the spring on the latch, wedge it up in there. Check that out. The best part about it is when you're done, you just push back on the spring a little bit and it pops right out. Size that you need on this is, I would say, about 1/4 inch maybe. I figured out that it's about 1/3 of a dowel. So if you cut a wooden dowel, I mean, this is just an average wooden dowel. I'll put in the measurement here, but I'll put in the measurement of the dowel I started with, and I cut it in about thirds, and I'll put in a measurement of about how big this dowel is. But 2 dowels are going to get you 6 pieces, and there's only 5 drawers. So guess what? You even have a spare. So, there you go. So this is how I set them up. Put them in the vise. Used a hammer to kind of, they were in here very loose, and I used a hammer to tap them so they were about the same size. And then when I turned, after I cut 2 of them off, these off on the other side here, and got these pieces, I set this piece up here as kind of a gauge for how far to get these other ones, so that all of them are about the same size. And I don't think it has to be perfect, but about this size of a wooden dowel. And then I cinch them down in the vise here, and we just use the old Rockwell multi-tool here. Cut them off. We're just gonna use the old Rockwell. I taped them together, so hopefully they won't fly off into infinity and I can find them again. And they went. Let's cut them off level with the old vise here. That worked perfect. Tape held them together pretty good. A little bit of a rough edge on them, but nothing that can't be knocked off with a little sandpaper. Just so there's no naysayers, you don't have to have the drawer out for this little trick to work. One of our little pieces here. And push it against the spring on the handle until it slips up into the little groove that's left. And if I want it back, just drop it out again. 5 drawers. Boom. Grab it in the middle and you can open it. And I can put them all back by simply dropping out the dowel. Now, the dowel cut into 3 pieces. It's 1.5 inches long, so that's 3/4 inch pieces per dowel. And the dowel appears to be about 1/4 inch, 5/8 inch big, so circumference. I hope you like it. Hope you subscribe and hit the notifications.